Knowledge is power. Learn the truth. If you know the enemy and know yourself, you need not fear the result of 100 battles. The United States of America was founded on the supremacy of the citizen over the state. Our rights are endowed by the Creator, and those rights form the foundation of the government and the law. But communists, socialists, fascists, and progressives believe in the supremacy of the state over the citizen. As the progressive Supreme Court nominee Sotomayor said, "I firmly believe in the rule of law as the foundation for all of our basic rights." Progressives have been on the march in our country for 100 years. Prohibition, unilateral disarmament, eugenics, socialized medicine, welfare, state control of business profits, progressive income tax, the idea of a living constitution, inheritance death tax, state control of wage rates, unrestricted abortion, and redistribution of wealth are all progressive goals. In this battle against the founding principles of our republic, progressives employ a powerful weapon: the teachings and methods of Saul Alinsky. From all our legends, mythology, and history, the first radical known to man who rebelled against the establishment and did it so effectively that he at least won his own kingdom: Lucifer. Saul Alinsky used these words to dedicate his book, Rules for Radicals, to evil. It is a handbook for seizing power using lies, intimidation, fear, and greed. Alinsky grew up in the slums of Chicago. Abandoned by his father, he attended school, where he developed a system for stealing food from local restaurants. He taught other students this system, giving them a taste of power. To learn more about organizing crime, Alinsky hung out at a bar frequented by gangsters. He was befriended by Frank the Enforcer Nitti, the number 2 man for Al Capone's mob. In a 1972 interview, 2 months before he died, Alinsky confessed, "Nitti's boys took me everywhere. Within a few months, I got to know the workings of the Capone mob inside out. They never bothered to hide anything from me. I was their one-man student body, and they were anxious to teach me." With these lessons, he began to work as an organizer with the then radical CIO labor movement. In 1939, he shifted to the role of community organizer and developed and refined his manipulation skills. Alinsky's community organizing methods are based on the principles that traditions and moral codes are the enemy of mankind, that there is no fixed rule of ethics. Ethics must be elastic to stretch with the times, that the ends justify the means, that you must appeal to a person's self-interest, avarice, and greed, and that radicals must use the political process to achieve their goals. And when radicals are stronger than the opposition, they must crush the opposition. Alinsky's strategy is to use personal attacks to seize power by identifying a problem shared by a group of people, to select a person in power as a target, to connect that person to the problem, and then to attack that person. The community organizer's task is to cultivate in people's hearts a negative, visceral, emotional response to the face of the enemy, to rub raw the sores of discontent, to make the people feel so frustrated, so defeated, so lost, so futureless in the prevailing system that they are willing to let go the past and accept change. Revolution is a slow, patient process. The trick is to penetrate existing institutions such as churches, unions, and political parties. True revolutionaries use stealth radicalism. They cut their hair, put on suits, and infiltrate the system from within. They never answer objections on the basis of logic and merit. Always use emotion. To achieve the goal of seizing power, Alinsky offers these rules. Power is not what you have, it's what the enemy thinks you have. Never go outside the experience of your people. Whenever possible, go outside the experience of your enemy. Make the enemy live up to their own book of rules. Ridicule is a man's most potent weapon. A good tactic is one your people enjoy. A tactic that drags on too long is a drag. Keep the pressure on. The threat is usually more terrifying than the thing itself. The major premise of tactics is the development of operations that will maintain constant pressure on the opposition. If you push a negative long enough and deep enough, it will break through to its counterside. The price of a successful attack is a constructive alternative. Pick a target, freeze it, personalize it, and polarize it. There is no point to tactics unless one has a target upon which to center the attacks. Try going a day without seeing these rules put to practical use by liberals in politics and the media. Alinsky died in 1972, but his legacy lives on as a staple of leftist method, a blueprint for seizing control, which he and his disciples referred to as change. One of Alinsky's disciples was Hillary Rodham Clinton, whose 1969 master's thesis was titled "There is Only the Fight: An Analysis of the Alinsky Model." In her 2003 biography, Living History, she explained, "I agreed with some of Alinsky's ideas, but we had a fundamental disagreement. He believed you could change the system only from the outside. I didn't." There was a political disciple who took the path Clinton rejected. Barack Hussein Obama embraced the Alinsky teachings. After attending Columbia University, he worked as an organizer on the south side of Chicago for the Developing Communities Project. In the 1990 book, After Alinsky, Community Organizing in Illinois, Barack Obama wrote that he longed for ways to close the gap between community organizing and national politics, to apply the Alinsky methods at a national level. In a 2008 Boston Globe article, Alinsky's son David is quoted, "I am proud to see that my father's model for organizing is being applied successfully beyond local community organizing to affect the Democratic campaign in 2008. It is a fine tribute to Saul Alinsky as we approach his 100th birthday." Obama learned his lessons well. In this picture, published on the Obama campaign website, we see Obama teaching the Alinsky power analysis, showing relationships based on self-interest and how you can intimidate corporations, banks, and utilities to get concessions from the mayor's office. Using this very method, Acorn intimidated banks into unsound lending practices. This greatly contributed to the financial crisis of 2008, which harmed the poor the most, the poor that Acorn claimed to be helping. This would not have surprised Alinsky, who admitted liberals and radicals have a tender-minded, overly romantic image of the poor. They glamorize the poverty-stricken slum dweller as a paragon of justice and expect him to behave like an angel the minute his shackles are removed. That's crud. Once the poor get on top, they can be just as bigoted as the people who once oppressed them. Obama's dream to close the gap between community organizing and national politics is coming true through Organizing for America, the SEIU, Acorn, and AmeriCorps. We can now clearly see the evolution of an organizing method. Capone organized criminals. Alinsky organized a community. Obama wants to organize a nation. And Acorn International wants to organize the world. Remember, Alinsky teaches that true radicals must conceal their radicalism, hide their true intentions, cut their hair, put on a suit, and infiltrate the system from within. Alinsky's rules are effective at seizing power, but suffer from a fatal flaw. The seizure of power is the goal. They offer no lessons for governance, only control. Power for the sake of power, with no higher purpose. Without a moral framework, power quickly corrupts, and like a virus, the quest for power will multiply and consume. The founding principles of our republic have been infected with this virus. It has multiplied in the body politic, and now the symptoms are upon us. The fate of the republic depends on the strength and speed of the immune system. American patriots are the immune system. Stand up and be silent no more. We are the cure, peacefully speaking the truth in a calm and clear voice. The republic needs us. The republic needs you. We must not fail.